Yeah, so Pearl is an academy. It's a private academy which teaches about fashion communication, fashion business, fashion design, textile design, fashion styling, makeup. And it was started to cater to the fashion industry, where we have government institutes like NIFT and all, which were catering to becoming designers.
Okay.
The students coming out from there were becoming designers themselves, having their own brand
Okay, makes
by
sense.
their name. But then in India, we have a very big area where we have export houses. So India is known for making clothes for all over the world. We have export houses. So Gap, you talk about Tommy Hilfiger, you talk about Ralph Lauren up to a point, you talk about Zara, you talk about all these brands. They are making
There's
clothes.
something recently came up from this Ambani side or something. Is that thing? It's true. I don't know. Zudio?
Oh, Zudio is by Tata.
By Tata, okay.
West Side.
Jio.
So uska
West Side is Jio?
cheaper version.
No, West Side is also Tata.
And
Yeah.
H&M is...
H&M is international.
international.
Yeah. So H&M and Zara and Forever 21 and all these brands which you see in big city malls, they're actually international brands.
Okay, makes sense.
And they came to India,
Okay.
and but they were always, the clothes were made in India.
Like
Nobody
British
knows
thing.
that.
Like British thing, they take our cotton, make the clothes there, sell it here. Just
No,
kidding.
so export house is different.
Okay.
It's different.
So we have to understand consumption.
Okay.
Consumption is international, but making is like
In
tea.
India.
Tea is made in India. But
Consumption
it
is like
exported to so
exported.
many other
Yeah.
That's
places.
so true.
So similarly, clothing can be made in a lot of countries and exported to other countries. So
Ah.
India has been making a lot of clothing, and that industry is a huge industry actually. The clothing industry in India is a huge industry, and we have been exporting. So there are export houses, there are buying houses, and now that the Indian economy has improved for the past 15 years or so, retail industry has also developed. Now these are organized industries, and they need a lot of people to work in,
Okay.
right, at different levels.
Mhm.
So Pearl comes in over there,
Okay.
where people are trained to
Alright.
handle these sort of jobs.
Okay.
And there are a lot of different types of job. One job is of designer,
Okay.
which the fashion design course comes into play. Then we have merchandising jobs. So we have fashion business courses, which gives us merchandisers. Then we need textile designers. So we have textile courses.
Okay.
Then you need styling courses. Stylists create image. Like when you see an ad or a magazine, you see this imagery of somebody over there.
Yes, yes.
That image is thought, and there's a huge work which goes behind that.
Like the cover of a fashion magazine or any magazine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And
Kiska kapra pehna?
so like all the departments that Pearl is doing, like this department are assigned with that respective
Yeah, so there are
Right.
basically
Wow.
2-3 different schools
Okay,
under
makes sense.
Yeah.
Pearl.
Pearl. Okay.
So one school is called Department of Fashion, and under which we have fashion design, textile design, fashion styling. Then apart
Makeup.
from that, makeup, fashion media makeup. Then we have another school which is interior. So interior designing comes under that.
Wow.
Then we have product designing, which is a different vertical altogether. Then we have
Film
business.
and communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say
It's like huge.
let's say if I want to join in, I want to be a student in a Pearl. So is there any prerequisite or like anything like I need to
So
go
we have
through
majorly we have 3 types of courses.
before I join Pearl?
I'm telling
No,
you,
you
it
don't have
depends.
to.
Like I can also join, right?
Yes,
Okay, makes sense.
anyone
There
can
is-
join.
there
It's
is-
like
yeah.
okay, makes sense. So
Basic entrance exam is there, an aptitude test. You'll have an interview where they ask you to. The interview is basically done to see that you're actually joining the right course.
makes sense.
So
That makes
sometimes
sense.
when we have interviews, we realize that students are joining a course,
Okay,
but the aptitude is in something else.
makes sense. So true.
And then we give them the right path, or we tell them this course has this content and this course has this. So think properly, wisely, and choose, because it's a matter of your profession.
So how long is the
Third
course generally? Like let's say and on average.
So there are 3
UG
types
course.
of course.
Okay,
Undergraduate course.
okay,
So that's bachelor's degree.
makes sense.
So 4-year courses.
Okay.
There are 4 years and 3 years
Okay.
under that.
Okay,
Then there is master courses, 2-year courses. And then there are certificate courses. Certificate courses are 11th month courses.
11-month courses.
Okay.
So, okay, that makes sense. Because let's say, for example, let's say I want to join for an 11-month course. So, like, what is the time period? Like, when is the enrollment time or fees? Just
Fees we'll not know, but enrollment time for the 11th month is ongoing. So you have one batch starting every 3 months.
okay. So, in that 11-month course, like, they give you certificate and they can like go through any specific course.
So there are different types of courses in
For the
the
11
certificate,
months.
Yes.
Okay,
so,
makes sense.
Different centers provide different courses. Like for example, you can have a bridal makeup course. You can have a wedding costume course. You can have a hair and makeup course.
Menswear.
Yeah, in Bangalore we have a menswear course,
Wow.
11-month course. So a lot of times people want to specialize. They might have completed a bachelor's degree, might be from any college.
Makes sense.
But then they feel that they want to specialize in menswear, so they can come and do that 11 months.
Okay, so like for the 11-month courses, do they need to have a bachelor's degree?
No, they
in-
don't. They
No.
don't.
Okay, makes
The
sense.
11-month
Anyone-
course started for people who are working in the industry,
Okay.
but they don't have any training, formal training.
Okay.
And at that phase of life, they feel that they want to be empowered with some knowledge. So they come to a college
Wow.
and they take this 11-month course. They could be
Like I'll
working in
give
any
you an
firm.
example.
I don't have any experience.
So because like we also don't know. Say
Yeah.
being for Northeast people are so much into like fashion designing, okay? But they
Yeah.
have no idea that such kind of course exists, especially in India.
So that's what I want to ask, like, like anyone can join. Like suppose
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
from this
11-month
industry, but
course.
I have that passion. I want to know.
You have
I'll
the
give you an
passion
example.
and you want to
I have-
create.
I have a student right now who's doing a postgraduate course last semester. 7 years worked as an HR recruiter.
Okay, makes sense.
And then came for the 11-month
Course.
But then when we spoke to him and understood the intensity with which he
Okay.
was interested, we suggested rather do the 2-year course and get that master's only. And he is doing it. So it
So we
depends.
have Varda amongst us right now.
MDes
Varda, who's with us right now, she joined the 11-month course.
Okay, makes sense.
We could see that her aptitude, knowledge is there. She has the acumen to it. And we told her that just shift to this course. We will make sure the transition is good. You don't have to repeat it. And we kind of, gave her a lateral entry. And
Makes
she has
sense.
taken this.
So like so Pearl is it's been there for last 30 years, you say?
Yeah.
32.
32 years.
But we started only with fashion design.
with fashion design.
And we've come a very long way. All the styling and business and
Yes.
interiors is over the last 10 years.
So what's the future of Pearl?
Future
So
of Pearl.
we have getting into a lot of very interesting things now. Like for example, there's something called Clo 3D, which is a new age software.
Sorry, come again.
Clo 3D.
Clo 3D.
CLO.
Huh.
Clo 3D.
Okay.
So it's a new age software. So
Okay.
I think that's a very beautiful thing about Pearl.
Huh.
We keep on updating our curriculum
Okay.
very often. Okay, so we have introduced Clo 3D software to our students. I'm talking in fashion business,
Makes
fashion
sense.
because I am a fashion tutor.
Okay.
So Clo has been added. AI for fashion. We have added that as a subject.
Wow.
So what we're doing is we're empowering the student with new age skills. Like fashion, what we studied versus what it is now has changed a lot.
Definitely.
And what is expected out of this new designers is also very different.
Makes sense.
So the curriculum is being updated every now and then, and all these new, like the teachers are being trained and they are then training the students accordingly. So we have, like recently we had last year only 2 students who actually got offers for the Clo 3D sort of job.
wow.
Not from the design job, but Clo jobs, which was so interesting because it's a new skill which we ourselves have adopted.
Wow.
And it's a highly paying job internationally.
Makes sense.
So if a student is interested, like social media right now is really huge, right? Everybody knows that.
I mean,
So
definitely.
we
it
have
is.
introduced modules around that also in our curriculum. So that, the student is very well versed. And then we are also, in Pearl itself, there are a lot of new branches also. Like she was just saying that, we've come a huge way. So gaming, designing of different sorts, interactive designing, all of these things are being added on as the industry is changing. So new options are coming up.
But I just want to, besides all this, if I may just continue, When we are looking at Pearl students and we are looking at Pearl team educating them, the vision, like you were asking, is about curriculum.
Yeah.
That means the core content that you are doing, the subject. There is technology,
Mm-hmm.
and there is something like life skills.
Okay.
So these are the three pillars that are working. So आप professional course करने आ रहे हो, you want to become a fashion, we'll train you in that.
Okay.
But we also train you in technology.
Wow.
Technology which is going hand in hand and how it's improving and adding on every year.
Mm-hmm.
Every time that's been added to it. And we also have life skills,
Okay.
which is teaching you how to communicate, understanding financial acumen, understanding negotiation skills. It's a very holistic learning.
And like these sessions will help them to understand the holistic
Yes,
thing
yes.
of like how.
So this is
Yes,
very new.
yes.
We've started
So,
a
I think-
month,
I
a
think so
year
that-
and a half ago.
Yes, I think so. That's a very you know, since like see like when I was performing, I told them about Penny Peacock.
Yeah.
It is out of my subject, but he introduced me about, so it might create an interest for them. Like, okay, that's something new, but it is
Yeah.
really something good for them.
Yeah.
Like, no, okay, let's say out of 25 will be not interested, but at least one will be like, okay, what's that? Something creative.
We teach
So
them
this kind of
business
sessions might also,
You
yes,
know, we teach
it's true.
them business
Since
as part
technology is
of-
also there.
We teach them business as part of fashion design. So you need to understand the business of fashion.
Definitely.
Whether you're working for somebody else or for yourself. Now, once you understand that, then you need supporting subjects like, you know, negotiation skills,
Exactly.
communication,
Yes.
presentation,
Yes.
Exactly.
which is going to help you at least speak up.
Yeah.
So that is what is important, and that keeps Pearl different from other institutes. You know, because I have taught in many institutes
Makes sense.
in Delhi itself, I have seen that Pearl mein the faculty
Okay.
is always updated.
So
with
is
what's
there
happening.
is there any institute like Pearl in India that is being competing with Pearl or around
NIFT.
Delhi? NIFT.
But
So
NIFT is
like
competing only because it's government.
okay, and Pearl is private.
Pearl is private. Pearl is more expensive.
Makes sense.
It's expensive for the right reasons.
Huh.
But when you come and you see the vibe of it,
So
know,
like there's
something else.
people have like now an options in their mind when they think about NIFT. Pearl this is also a good option. They can come about like if they want more personal experience with something very in depth. You can say in depth and more
Yeah.
future focused.
That's what
I mean, like even NIFT will be definitely, but
NIFT will also be,
No,
but,
but,
being Sarkari,
yes.
it will have a very different way of
makes
doing
sense.
it,
Like
yeah.
people have
Also, like,
options.
you
But
know,
there are many other
she was also
institutes.
saying, like, you know, along with life skills and technology, we also have another pillar which is internationality,
Makes sense.
which we work a lot on in Pearl. So, you know, like recently we had this London Fashion Week in which our students showcased.
Mhm.
So, as a designer, one of your most ambitious thing is to present on a ramp, you know, to have
Garments,
your range
yeah.
on the
Makes
ramp,
sense.
and obviously to get business from that.
Makes sense.
So Pearl has been giving these sort of platforms, and now you know we are tying up with London Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week, where our students don't just go and they don't just see the show; they are also presenting in the show. So recently we had around like every year we are now doing it. This was the second year we did it.
Mm-hmm.
We had 4
Every
designers.
6 months.
Yeah, every 6
season.
months we are doing it. Every season. This was the second season that we participated in. And this time, I'm telling from my experience,
Yes.
one of my alumni who is a 2019 pass out, she has a brand of her own now. She presented her collection. She was groomed with the faculty support and she presented her collection over there. Another pair of students, they are like a team of 2
Okay.
who are right now in their third year, presented their collection over there. So can you see the amount of boost it gives the student
Yes.
and the exposure that it gives to the student?
Yes.
And then you start getting orders. So you know, it's not just that we are educating; they're also giving them a platform,
Exactly.
which is not something which many other people will be able. Not
Any
this
other
level
any other college is
of
doing it.
which anybody.
So here
else
only,
can.
like I have one thing, like you know, like ma'am, you told me that you have designed a course on sustainability
Yes,
because
yes.
my subject is that.
Yes.
Okay, before I come to the topic, I just want to we will come back to the personal conversation. I just want to end this recording with a couple of more questions. So let's say I want to reach out Pearl will I get it in online Google?
Yes, there is
like,
our
find out
website.
about it?
We
Okay.
have our
Of course,
website.
yeah.
Okay. Secondly, let's say since you mentioned it about that enrollment is going on. Okay, so anybody can enroll at any point of time, or is it
No.
a specific
No,
period?
no.
It's here, academic year, like how school and colleges
Makes
is
sense.
this.
And the
So
third thing
for
is
the
is-
bachelor's and master's degree,
yes.
we have like I think July is the time.
It
that
starts
you
from
apply.
Jan, they start.
Jan to
The
July,
Jan
the
Makes
start.
admission
sense.
happens, and July end or August
start
beginning is the session
campus.
starts.
And the third thing is like, will they have to be physically in the institute, or online courses are also available?
Always physical.
Always physical.
The-
Okay,
for
makes
sense.
Fashion design education
Okay, makes
can't
sense.
happen.
Because,
here.
Just
Because if
clearing
I'm
out.
teaching someone how to make a shirt,
Definitely, you have to be
Oh, yeah.
physically present there. Yes. Thank you so much, and I hope like since I know people who are interested in fashions, they have a dreams. Now maybe this is just like what we call it, like catalyst.
Yeah.
Maybe
Ah,
the
yeah.
pearl might be a catalyst to their dreams, or maybe to the future, like people who are looking for. Because see, I know people who have been joining to NIFT.
Yeah.
Lift.
And I know people who are interested in fashion designing, especially the tribal peoples in Northeast India. They want to, they have their childhood dreams to go in fashions and all something. But maybe this will be a eye-opening for them. Or thank you so much for the
Definitely,
time.
yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
madam. Your good name is.
I'm Devika.
Devika.
Yeah.
Devika was on the podcast, and
Ashma.
Asma. And as always, Murnam Bhai. See you soon. Bye.